Hi everyone, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you're new here, my name is Stephanie and I cover oily skin, hooded eyes, and beauty. Welcome to my Foundation Wars finale. To catch you guys up, I reviewed 10 drugstore foundations to see what is good for your oily skin. If you missed the entire series, I will go ahead and link the videos down below. I tested these foundations out using my everyday makeup routine, which is my Poreless primer, my translucent powder before and after foundation, and then my setting spray. To get the best results from the foundations, I did change up my makeup routine as I saw needed. I ranked these foundations 1 through 10 from best to worst, and I'll go ahead and give you my reasons why. I wanted to take some time and just go over all of my notes, go through all of the videos, just watch them all over again, so that way I can gather all of my thoughts together and give you the best and the worst foundations. If you have seen the entire series, please let me know what you think will be the #1 foundation. Go ahead, pause this video and type down in the comments what you think is going to be #1. And let me know what you think is going to be the very worst, number 10. Hopefully you went ahead and paused the video and put down your answer, because here is foundation number 10. I'm not surprised that it made number 10. I have never heard anyone talk about this foundation for oily skin, but when I did my research, this was in the top 10. And I looked up a lot of websites. I looked at all of the rankings, but not for me. It's not for me. It is the Neutrogena Skin Clearing Oil-Free Makeup, and it's supposed to be a blemish treatment with salicylic acid. Now, all of that sounds absolutely amazing because I have blemishes, I have oily skin, so it's gonna happen. And I was like, okay, this is gonna be amazing. It is a foundation that is going to help my skin. Like, how amazing is that? But the coverage was the worst ever. It did not cover anything. And when I tried to build it up, it didn't work at all. And like I had to set it with a setting powder because the foundation transferred instantly. Like, I want to say an hour after wearing it, it was already off my nose. It came off on some parts of like my cheeks. Building it up made the foundation so much worse. Like, it started to group in weird places, like around my chin. I'm assuming that's where I get the most oily, and so it just grouped up in weird little spots, and I had just like foundation dots all over, and it was just horrible. Like, I tried so many different ways to make this work, and I know that you're supposed to wear this like as a treatment, so I wore it alone, I wore it setting it, I wore it every way possible that I can think of, and I just couldn't make it work. I couldn't. The foundation that made number 9 really did surprise me. I heard so many good things about it. Everyone loves it. People say that they still use it today, and I tried it and I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. The number 9 foundation is gonna be the Revlon Color Stay for combination and oily skin. It lasted like 4 hours, and that's it. It exaggerated all of my wrinkles, all of my creases, all of my pores, and it just came off, it creased, it was horrible. Like, I do not recommend this foundation at all. But when this video went up, I did have some comments saying, you know, try using it without a primer, it works so much better, just use it alone. So I will try this again. I will definitely try this again and take in your recommendations and just try everything possible to make this work. But for the time being, it did not work. So foundation number 8 is gonna be the Rimmel Stay Matte Liquid Mousse Foundation. This one was so bad. It was so bad. Horrible creasing, horrible transfer. The foundation was so thick that I could not fill in my pores at all. I tried everything. I used my Poreless primer, I put in translucent powder, I even used like an eyeshadow brush to get in the pores, but I couldn't do it. It wasn't working, and it did not last long at all. It transferred, and I would not rely on this. This foundation I would never recommend to anyone. Also, another thing, it was crazy cakey because of how thick it is, like thick and dry. It was so cakey. I had to try to figure out a way to thin the formula and help with the cakiness. So I was using like a hydrating primer, which did help the cakiness. It did help. But I did try everything possible to get this to work, and it just didn't. It did not at all. Foundation number 7 also surprised me because this one said that it's a satin finish, and when you have oily skin, you really, really want a satin finish. Because matte foundations are the best ones that are gonna work for us, especially whenever you wanna wear foundation all day. So when I found that this was a satin finish and people really liked it, I got so excited. But unfortunately it made number 7 on the list, and it is the e.l.f. Flawless Satin Foundation. It's not satin, it is definitely a matte finish, which I don't mind. I mean, I was excited about it, didn't happen. All right, that's fine. Let's find out why this is such a loved foundation. It is full coverage. It covered absolutely everything, blurred out my pores, my blemishes, but the only thing about this was that it only stayed beautiful for a few hours. After that, my foundation started creasing, it started transferring, it came off my nose, it came off my chin, and not a lot of foundations come off on my chin. I don't know if I like touch and rub my chin more now, I don't know, but it definitely came off my nose and my chin. So if you're going somewhere just for a few hours, this foundation will definitely be good for you. But if you're looking and relying for a long lasting one, this is not going to be it, and I'm so disappointed about the satin finish. Yeah. So for number 6, I'm actually a little bit surprised with this one as well, just because I hear so many good things. Everyone really loves it, and they love all the other products. They love like the powder foundation, the lipsticks, everything like that. It is a good foundation. It just wasn't for me. Foundation number 6 is going to be the Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Foundation. This one says it's a matte coverage, but it seemed more like a semi-matte to me. It wasn't a full matte. This one did kind of exaggerate my pores a little bit. Even when I did go in with a pore filling primer, it didn't really help. I don't know why. I don't know what I could have done to make it more pore filling, but that was the only downside to it. And you do have to touch up quite a bit with this foundation because there is some cracking and oils that do shine through. But other than that, it is a beautiful foundation, but that's why it's number 6. Now for this foundation, I was really surprised that it wasn't my number 1 pick, only because I hear so many good things about it. It's everyone's like go-to holy grail drugstore foundation, at least for oily skin. Now don't get me wrong, this foundation is absolutely beautiful, but it didn't wow me like the others did. So number 5 is gonna be the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. So this foundation is full coverage. It is no joke, and it lasts all day. It's a matte finish. It is so beautiful. It blurs my pores. The only thing is it is a little bit thick, so if you have large pores like I do, you might want to heavily rely on a pore filling primer, but other than that, it's beautiful. I really do love it. So number 4 is gonna be the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Full Coverage Foundation. I absolutely love this foundation. If you're a fan of the velvet, like really true matte foundation, this is gonna be the one for you. It lasts all day, it controls your oils, it's weightless, and it is transfer proof. So I used this in a video for transfer proof makeup for your masks. So if you're one that wears a mask all day for work or anything like that, this is gonna be the foundation for you because it lasts, it holds up all day. It's like heat proof, sweat proof, it's beautiful. So number 3 is gonna be the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. This foundation has a beautiful natural finish, and it lasts all day, and it really looks like skin. Like throughout the day, it does get better. It mixes in with my oils, and it doesn't really look like I'm wearing anything. It looks like natural skin, and it actually feels really lightweight. Like you can't tell that you have foundation on. Like I actually would forget that I had foundation on. But the only downside to this is it smells horrible. Like it has a horrible, really strong paint smell. And if you're really sensitive to scents, you're not gonna like this. It doesn't last all day, but I feel like it lasts quite a bit to where you will get a headache. So, I mean, that is the only downside to this. But other than that, this foundation is perfect. The second foundation, this one was a really tough one because I really wanted to make it number 1, but the Maybelline Fit Me was just everything that I could want in a foundation. But this one was so close. So this is number 2. Number 2 is the CoverGirl Clean Matte BB Cream for oily skin. This is the most versatile foundation I have ever used. It can be used matte and it can be used glowy and it lasts all day. Like, oil does not come through. It's like a shield for oily skin. It's absolutely amazing, and you do not have to touch up using this. If you are going to be outside and you need something to hold everything all day, like, that's going to be it. It is transfer proof and heat proof. It's one of my favorites, and the only reason why I didn't make it the number 1 is because it doesn't look as natural as the Maybelline Fit Me. That is the only reason why it didn't make number 1. Here is number 1. It is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation. This foundation is the easiest foundation to work with. I'm actually wearing it right now. This is the most natural foundation that I have used throughout this entire series. I can wear it all day and I don't even have to touch up. Like, it looks better throughout the day. It just mixes with my oils really well, and it just looks more and more like skin throughout the day. It does definitely blur my pores. It blurs my fine lines. I absolutely love it. So this is definitely number 1. So the foundations that were ranked 1 through 6 are the foundations that I definitely recommend, and then the rest are ones I don't recommend at all. So I had so much fun filming this series and trying out all of the different foundations, finding out what works, what doesn't, how to make these work, and I feel like I've learned so much to help you and me find out what is best for our oily skin. I do have another series coming out soon-ish. I cannot wait to start on that one, and I hope you guys like it. If you liked this series and this video, please hit that thumbs up and subscribe for more content, because I have so much more that I want to share with you guys. Thank you so much. Bye. Well, that's a wrap.